Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is having a great spring. It's one of my favorite times of the year. And as it gets warmer and fishing season really starts to ramp up, is when we start to sell a lot more fishing boats and we start to list them. Boats really geared towards fishing, center consoles, dual consoles, cuddy cabins. You get the idea. So with all that being said, I have an extremely clean boat for you. You would not believe that this is a 21-year-old boat looking at it because, I mean, it is, well, you're gonna see. So with all that being said, we are gonna start taking a look at a 2004 Wellcraft 290 Coastal. Now this is the younger sibling, the little sister, the little brother of the 330 Coastal that we shot. Shoot, at this point it was a few years ago. If you missed that video, I'm gonna leave a link to it at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around and you're gonna see a lot of similarities and you'll get to compare which ones are different. Make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know which one you like more. With all that being said, let's jump straight into this tour. Real quick before you start the tour, if I missed anything or you need more information, click the link in the description down below for the full ad. It will have everything you need. With that, let's get to it. Starting out at the transom, the first thing you're going to notice is this boat is powered by twin Mercury 225s. They have about 700 hours on them, and their entire life's maintenance record is on the boat. So you do have all maintenance records for those 225s. You have your swim ladder connection right here, and you will notice it is across the transom there. If you're going to get in the water, make sure you put that swim ladder down. If your gas fill up here, stainless steel cleats throughout and stainless steel rod holders across the gunnels. And let's step right onto the boat. This boat has been kept undercover and in the sling for the last 9 years. So it has stayed out of the elements. And right here you have your transom shower. Transom door that I am going to step over. And first thing you'll notice when you step into the cockpit here, built into the floors, you have dual fish boxes. And just above those fish boxes, you do have rod holders on both sides. And then just behind your transom door here is access into this back bilge area where you have access to all of your pumps, batteries, and anything that you're going to need back here. Bilge pumps and a boarding light switch here. Stepping back and still looking aft, you have a nice flip down transom seat here that allows you to really get up on these gunnels, and the coaming panels keep from tearing up the fiberglass. And then obviously the other side has the same built-in rod holders and rod holders all throughout the gunnels. Looking forward, we do have a live well bait prep station here. So up above we do have a sink. This is a box for raw water pump parts, headphones for flushing the engines, and then obviously this is your flip sink here. And just below that, this is cutting board material, so you do have your cutting board here on top of your live well. It is a nice deep live well there. And this has a latch just like that. And then this is just an access panel to get into all the wiring for all your overhead things going through your arch here up into the hardtop, like your lights, radar, all that wiring. And then there's one on the other side as well. But just above that you do have a 12-volt plug here and a regular wall plug there. And another cool little detail is you do have storage here for your pliers, knives, fillet knives, you know, all the bait prep stuff that you need right there. Nice step up because you can walk around, although this boat does have a walk-through windshield, so you choose which one you're more comfortable with. Rocket launcher rod holders on both sides of the boat. And then moving over to the port side, you do have a rear bench seat here, a rear facing bench seat. It obviously has the cushion that goes over the top, and then a nice deep storage box here. But one of the cool things about this whole section right here is you have a latch here, a latch here, and this whole thing flips up. So let me put the camera down, do that, and I will pick right back up. So as you can see, this whole thing flips forward, and for the grand reveal, that's right, that is a generator, a brand new generator with only 35 hours on it, which is awesome. A 290, a trailerable boat with a generator, which means you have AC all night long or AC during the day during a hot fishing trip, makes this boat ideal for family fishing. Then obviously battery, generator battery, and you have your control switch there. And access into more of the bilge And let me close this back up and we'll move forward into the helm. All right, and then straight down the center line here, it is one step up into the helm. But before we do that, I did want to show you, you have some bait and tackle storage here. Nice deep drawer, and little slots for your tackle boxes. And then on the other side is actually just a pretty deep storage with not a whole lot in there. As you can see, there is some access to plumbing, obviously for your sink and wash down. And then those two hoses right here are actually drains for the cup holders next to the captain's chair, which you'll see as we move forward. So one step up on the port side, you do have nice wraparound seating. You can fit 2 people there, so your captain is not getting super lonely. Cup holders, and then some storage here. You can see he's got his life vest Coast Guard kit in there. Very important to have. One other cool feature while I'm down here is you have your battery energizer switches right here. Let me see if I can. Yeah. All right. So your battery energizer switches are right here. These slide down. Obviously, you push button to power up your batteries, and then slide them up and turn them off. Also has brand new upgraded JL audio speakers. And then as we are moving back forward, you have, like I said earlier, you have a walk-around windshield. So steps up, this windshield flips open, and you get access to your bow. And then in the overhead, see if I can get it without washing out the picture here. And then in the overhead, this slides back so you can stand up as you're walking through the windshield, which is super helpful. You also notice that it has tracks along the hardtop here, because you can completely enclose all of this, so the helm itself underneath the hardtop can be fully enclosed. And then taking a look at the captain's chair, at the actual helm itself, you do have a flip-up bolster, so you can sit or stand, which is very helpful. He has a Raymarine display here. They both work, however they are both dated. Probably need to upgrade these if you're going to be purchasing this boat. Other than that, this boat is in really good condition. And then all the gauges work and are clearly legible. Your switches here, got your horn, your nav anchor lights, your courtesy spreader lights, and obviously water pump, fish box, live well, bilge wipers, and then your accessories. Sea-Key, I don't know a ton about Sea-Key. I know it's kind of like a distress signal. I'm not even sure if they still operate. So let me know in the comments down below if you're still using Sea-Key, because I haven't heard a lot of people using it. Controllable spotlight, trim tabs. Got your throttles here. Obviously, don't need to explain that. HF radio there. Windlass controls. It is an electric windlass, which is very nice, especially if you have a first mate who doesn't like throwing the anchor down. Your FM AM radio controls there, ignition switches. And you do have quick and easy access to a fire extinguisher here at the helm, underneath the captain's chair. If you're crewing this boat by yourself, you know, safety first. All right, and as I mentioned earlier, it is a walk-through windshield, so I did want to show just how easy that is, and you're up here on the front. There's not a ton of bow space, but for a 29-foot boat, I mean, it's as much as you could ask for. Enough room for a couple of people to sit up here. You have your escape hatch, obviously, stainless steel cleats, electric windlass, and then your foot switches there. And there is your controllable spotlight. Let me move up front, turn around so you can get a better idea of the bow space. I mean, to be honest with you, this boat is awesome. I would absolutely love to own a boat like this. Just can't afford it, so make sure you subscribe. Help me get one, and then we can do some fishing vlogs or something. So moving down into the cabin, you probably already noticed that the entrance is on the port side. Gives you a little bit of extra privacy versus being centerline. You can be down in the cabin with the door open, and somebody walking down the dock is not going to see you. For a 29-foot boat, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the room that this cabin offers and the versatility it gives you. And we're just going to start over here on the port side of the boat, work our way forward, and then work our way aft. So starting here, we do have our panel here, standard panel. We've seen a million of these by this point. It's the brains of the operation. Come buy a boat, we'll teach you all about it. Then a little bit of overhead storage there, and a porthole window, AC vent. And then down below that, a pretty cool storage solution for your trash can. Everybody knows that I love a good innovative solution for a trash can. Gets it out of the way, hides the smell, all of that. Moving forward into the galley, we have a nice deep sink here with a nice Lone Star. Oh no, sorry, that's Shiner Bock. It's a real Texas beer there. Then you have a sink fill in here, stainless steel faucet, little bit of storage down behind there. Some recessed storage here so you can put things in there. It's not going to roll around. Electric burner, microwave, and then overhead here we have storage, and you probably guessed it, more kitchen storage. And then just below that we do have a mini fridge. So great little space for weekends, weekend fishing trips, overnight trips. Moving forward, you will notice we have a forward V dinette. This does drop down and turn into another berth. And then these panels up here are actually, they look like they're just stowed up here, but they're actually permanently there. So if you needed to, you could sleep somebody up here. So you could technically sleep 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you drop this down, maybe 5. I mean, you could load this thing up if you really needed to. Depends on if you have a lot of friends. I got maybe a handful that I would take fishing. Underneath here, you do have storage on each side. Here and here. And then just below the dinette, we have some more, you guessed it, storage. And to the starboard side of that, this is pretty cool. It's a little silverware tray with the silverware organizer with the little cutouts, the knives and the spoons and the forks and the whatever else you put in those silverware organizers. And then just below that, we have a deep drawer for your pots, pans, plates, whatever you want to put in there. Just above that, one of my favorite features is your hanging locker. Pretty good size. You can fit quite a bit of clothes in there, hang up a few nice shirts for when you hit Margaritaville after a long day fishing. And then up above that, we do have some extra storage. Moving aft, we do have the head, and then the light in here is burnt out. So obviously that needs to be replaced. Otherwise I'd have it on. Porthole window there so you can open it up in case it gets hot and steamy or smelly in here. And then you have medicine cabinet style storage above the sink. Nice deep sink. This does double as a shower head. Plenty of storage. Toilet controls. There's the toilet. And then some under sink storage here and under sink access. It is a wet head. You can take a shower in here like I mentioned earlier, and your drain is right there. And last but not least, something that this boat has that the 330 did not have, because 330 was inboard, so they didn't have this room, is a nice little mid cabin here. It's more of a sleeping pad, you know, on the ground here. So save it for the kids. If you have a bad back, if you're like me and sleep in the wrong position, you won't be able to move for the next few days. This is not the right sleeping quarters for you, but it is for somebody. As you can see, he has all his isinglass here. This is for the enclosure underneath the hardtop. And then those are the cushions for the transom seat and that bench that faces aft. And with that, I think that's gonna do it. I think that was everything that this 290 Coastal had to offer. Like I said, I will leave a link to the 330 Coastal, which is right here. Click on that and then let me know which one you like more. Just one quick thing I wanted to say after I got done shooting the tour is boats have started selling very quickly. So if you are interested, click that link in the description down below. All of the details are there. You can get in contact with us. Boats are selling quick, so if you find one you like, do not wait. That's all I gotta say. I'll see y'all next week.